COVID-19 case numbers are back on the rise across much of the country. In Wisconsin, the number of new cases each day has almost quadrupled over the last month, though they are still well below where they were last winter and even much of the spring. News Watch 12's Megan Mamlock joins us now live in studio to tell us if this recent trend will make any difference for students as they prepare to return to the classroom this fall. Megan.
Thanks, Justin. This week, the American Association of Pediatrics put out new guidance recommending universal masking for everyone in school over the age of 2, regardless of vaccination status. But that's just a recommendation. I spoke with one local superintendent to see where they stand. Last year, the Merrill School District required all students to wear masks at school, but Superintendent John Sample says this year they plan on changing that.
Going into the school year, the board made face coverings optional, and that was just prior to the start of school. And so that's our current status right now. We will provide the Board of Education here in Merrill with recommendations from the Lincoln County Health Department as we get closer to the opening of school.
However, local pediatricians say most schools do have other safety measures in place.
I think it's also important to remember that most of these schools had a lot of different measures in place. And if you read both the guidelines, it's not just masks. It's still the physical distancing, the contact tracing. If you are exposed to COVID, it is still recommended that you stay home and not be around others.
And say things could change during the school year.
There's always kind of this winter, when you get lots of people together, you're going to have more germs, and it's just going to happen. We don't know how bad the Delta variant is going to be in the area, but they are talking about more peaks when there isn't a lot of vaccine coverage.
Medical professionals explain the difference between the American Association of Pediatrics and the CDC guidelines.
The CDC guideline says if you're vaccinated, it's probably okay to go back without a mask. The AAP says, well, most of our population is not vaccinated just because they're not eligible for it. And logistically, it's really hard to be confirming everyone's vaccine status.
They go on to say from an efficiency and safety standpoint, it would make sense to have everyone wear a mask. Different schools have different rules at Rhinelander. Masks are recommended but not required, and only time will tell if masks will be required when students go back to school. Justin.
Thank you.